There we go. Now we're back up and running. It is worth it to see if the lack of service for others makes my live stream that much more, available, existing. Other live streams may be suffering as a result of something. I have no idea what that something is. 6 hours is a long time, though. We can make our assumptions, but apparently Mint Mobile was not the target for this one. Cheers. Cheers to me. We get to talk about all of my wonderful ideas, if the volume is working. I deal with my own problems of live streaming, but having access to the internet is not one of the problems I'm dealing with at this very moment. So, let the games begin. I got to talk about something, right? The algorithm is always watching, and although my golden cowboy hat may spark some interest, it is the things that I say that the algorithm listens to. So, what is a good topic to tackle right now? I have no idea. Algorithm, I'm sorry. I give you very little to work with sometimes. I did not go into this one thinking that I had a perfect topic. So we can wait until the 10-minute prompt. At 10 minutes, they give me a prompt. Although the last prompt was, do you like clean sheets? And the simple answer is yes. I like clean sheets. Who doesn't? What are we comparing it to? As opposed to no sheets? As opposed to dirty sheets, I would assume. That did not spark the onslaught of views that I had hoped for. But it's a marathon, not a sprint. As many times as I've tried to sprint this, it is truly the marathon that will eventually get me the notice I desire. So let's talk about outages that I'm not going through. I'm very grateful that there is no outage for me. Do I feel bad for those who have an outage? No. They were gloating that they can get reception underground and in the mountains. I lose my reception on the subway, and that's okay. I don't mind. This is truly turning into a failed experiment, but perhaps that's my ADHD talking, because it's only been 4 minutes. 4 minutes does not make the live stream. Golden hat does not make the live stream. Is it backwards? Does this look better? No, I think I had it the right way. I don't know how hats work. I can wait all day for my reception to get knocked out. Oh, I should talk about something. All right, let's think. What is a topic of expertise that I have? I know all the presidents in order: Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan. Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Harding, Coolidge, I know it by song best. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk and Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant and Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge. See, I skipped Wilson on the last one. Wilson, Harding, Coolidge. I haven't sang this song in a while. Uh, so we're talking early 1930s now. It's got to be Hoover. Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush and Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. Donald Trump and Grover Cleveland are the only two presidents to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. There's also David Rice Atchison, who he technically didn't serve, and David Rice Atchison would be the first one to tell you, and he wrote this, that he does not consider himself a president. He became president. He covered the presidency kind of for a day because I think it was Zachary Taylor who refused to be sworn in on a Sunday, and the other president had already resigned. So the president pro tempore or something like that was David Rice Atchison, and he served the duties of president for the one day. But he wrote that it doesn't count. He was like, I don't count it, and neither should you. My true issue that I want to tackle right now is John Adams should be on the $2 bill. Is that too much to ask for? Is it too much to ask that John Adams be put on the $2 bill? He's the second president. And yet Thomas Jefferson, the third president, is on the $2 bill. Doesn't make any sense. And it upsets me because John Adams is my favorite president. Anyway, I know all the presidents by song. I know specifics about certain presidents. Taft got stuck in a tub. William Henry Harrison was the first president to die in office. Zachary Taylor was the second president to die in office. Abraham Lincoln was the third. James Garfield was the fourth. William McKinley was the fifth. Warren G. Harding was the sixth. Oh yeah, FDR was the seventh. Kennedy was the eighth. And those are all the presidents to die in office. Their vice presidents were John Tyler was William Henry Harrison's vice president, so he became president as a result of William Henry Harrison's death. Millard Fillmore was Zachary Taylor's vice president, so he became president as a result of Zachary Taylor supposedly dying from eating too many cherries, but they suspect that his wife poisoned him. I don't know. Garfield's vice president was Chester A. Arthur. William McKinley's vice president was Theodore Roosevelt. I didn't get a prompt. Maybe I did. I wasn't paying attention. Warren G. Harding's vice president was Calvin Coolidge. And John F. Kennedy's vice president was Lyndon B. Johnson. Oh, word that makes you laugh. Flabbergasted. Flabbergasted is my favorite word because the word itself leaves you flabbergasted. What else of the presidents? Interesting fact. After FDR served 4 presidencies, was elected to 4 presidencies, they made an amendment making sure that never happened again. So, you be the judge of whether or not he was one of the greatest presidents. I do not feel so. I feel he was the closest thing we had to a dictator because he wouldn't leave office. He lied about his health. And for all that, he ended up on the dime. That's history. This has been a particularly boring but informative podcast. Study it so that you too could know that Taft got stuck in a tub. I think, was it Hayes, Rutherford B. Hayes, was in between the Cleveland presidencies. Wilson? No, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, and Hayes. No, I messed it up. Benjamin Harrison, who was the grandson of William Henry Harrison, was in between the Grover Cleveland presidencies. They were all about gold standards and silver standards back then. I don't fully understand what it all means, but... Oh, another interesting fact about Taft is he's the one who made the income tax, or at the very least, he was the president when the income tax was made. I believe that's the 19th Amendment. So, we weren't always income taxed. It was a little over 100 years ago that the income tax was introduced. And there you have it. As we reach the 13-minute mark, I hereby end this live stream. Me having cellular service means nothing.